Welcome to Certainly Doomed Reviews. I'm Kurt.
I'm Sam.
I'm Katie.
And it's Corey.
This week, we watched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Everybody else had seen the movie except for me. This was my first time watching it.
It's a watch it for me.
It's a watch it for me.
It's a watch it.
It's a watch it for me. And does anyone want to tell everybody why we watched it?
I mean, we're going to start this is our Christmas special.
Sort of.
Ho,
Kind
ho,
of.
ho.
It's also our
Merry Christmas.
Spider-Man special. We're just two birds, one stone, guys.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't
And that-
very Christmassy, though.
That being said, the episode is named Spidey-Bells Into the Christmas Special.
Yeah. As somebody who works at a theater, I have no idea what my schedule is going to be like for this next weekend because Spider-Man No Way Home's coming out and everybody's going to go see it. So,
Yep. So, and we'll give you a little more backstory why this is the Christmas special later on in the episode. So,
but it does take place in the December, as they say.
yeah,
So,
December. Yep.
so
It's my new favorite month.
I
Yeah.
mean, the part there's a part that feels a little Christmassy besides the obvious one.
Is there?
The part with the snow. And the snowman.
You know, it can snow and not be Christmas.
Don't ruin the illusion.
Yeah.
Like February.
it's December.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, look, it's not called green Christmas, orange Christmas. It's called white Christmas because there's snow.
Facts.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse came out in 2018. It is 1 hour and 56 minutes long, starring Jake Johnson, Haley Seinfeld, Stan Lee, Nick Cage.
Good job.
Who plays Miles, Kurt?
You know, the main character.
Okay, you guys, I'm going to butcher this, and I feel bad. Katie, do you got me?
We're going to Google right now.
No. The answer is no.
Go ahead
Shamik Moore? Is
Yeah,
what
I believe
Yeah.
so.
Moore? Okay.
Shamik
awesome.
Moore.
Good job.
As
You-
Miles Morales.
You also forgot Stanley.
Stanley, Oscar Isaac, Chris Pine. I mean, there is...
This is
Catherine
a
Hahn.
star-studded.
Post Malone's in it.
It's a star-studded cast.
It is a real star-studded cast.
Whoever decided to hire John Mulaney as
Spider-Ham.
yeah, Spider-Ham. I almost said Spider-Pig. I was just like, that's not right. I know it's not right.
I mean, if we're gonna get
Whoever-
technical, that is what he is.
That's true. That's true. Whoever decided to hire him, whoever was like, that's the voice we need for him, hundo percento. They deserve a raise. Like 4 raises. That was such a good pick. I mean, he barely even talks.
So,
I think he has like the least screen time of the 3 other Spider people.
I don't know. I feel like the anime one.
Penny.
Yeah, Penny might have had the least. Like,
It's pretty tight, I guess.
yeah.
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 I don't know. I love Nick Cage. Anyways, you guys can watch this on Hulu, YouTube TV, Sling, Vudu, Amazon Prime, YouTube. We watch it on DVD, so I mean, there's always that.
It's a good option.
I think you might have to rent it on those. So
Yeah. I mean, most of you probably do have to rent, but
it's worth it.
yeah, or you just buy it on DVD or Blu-ray. We
True.
also got Blu-rays.
This is
We
true.
did watch it actually on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Time for spoilers.
Yeah. Are we gonna spoil?
But we need to do the synopsis, don't we?
Well,
That's
yeah,
next.
that's
We always do
spoilers.
the synopsis after spoilers.
You
Are we
think
up
I
for
would know
spoilers?
after listening to a podcast how this works?
All right, you guys. So, first spoiler of the night: Uncle Ben dies.
Multiple times, technically.
Yeah.
It's a sad day for
always
Uncle
get
Ben.
Bodies. Always get body. I'm sorry, Uncle Ben. Like, I wanted to see the Spider-Man verse where Aunt May dies.
There is-
Technically, she did in this. Peter B. Parker talks about how he had to bury May.
Well, I know, but I'm saying is like
Aunt May is the one that dies instead of Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben. I
Gotcha.
feel like it could lead to an interesting dynamic. I feel like he'd be more like.
I feel like
vengeful.
he'd be more savage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like maybe he'd kill.
I think in the Spider-Verse comic books, there is a universe where it's Uncle Ben and Peter, and I think you're right on that. I could be wrong on that. I do remember, I think that was one of them, but he gets very little screen time.
Alrighty, you guys. This week on Into the Spider-Verse, bitten by a radioactive spider in the subway, Brooklyn teenager Miles Morales suddenly develops mysterious powers that transform him into the one and only Spider-Man. When he meets Peter Parker, he soon realizes that there are many others who share his special, high-flying talents. Miles must now use his newfound skills to battle the evil Kingpin, a hulking madman who can open portals to other universes and pull different versions of Spider-Man into our world.
I feel like that both did a great job and not a very good job at explaining the movie.
This is true. They completely forgot to mention how fucking ginormous Kingpin is.
Yeah, like,
Sam said
I was gonna
an
say
absolute unit.
that they say it turns him into the one and only Spider-Man, but Spider-Man exists at that point that he gets bitten.
Yeah, so I mean he's not the one and only.
Only,
That's the whole
yeah.
point.
The whole point is that he's not actually alone.
And they put the part where they bring in other spider people after the part where they talk about him meeting spider people. Like, they're just existing there, and then they just bring in more. No, that's not how it works. Not in the movie.
Also, like, okay, and this is me being honest. Is Miles Morales, should he be called Spider-Man? Or should he have, like, his own, like I know you can't use his name, but, like, his own moniker.
He can be whoever he wants to be.
I don't know. It's a interesting question. I mean, I guess if Peter's dead like he is in the comic books when Miles takes over, then I would say yes. But
Yeah. But, like, in the game.
Eventually, yeah, there's two Spider-Mans, and it's weird that they both take the title.
One Spooderman and one Spider-Man.
You got Spider-Man and Spider-Boy.
Wow, Wonder Boy.
Exactly.
No.
I mean,
No.
that is like a trend that Marvel's been doing recently with the comic books. Like, I mean, in the new Hawkeye show, you have Clint Barton, and then there's also now Kate Bishop, who also, I mean, eventually in the show will take over the Hawkeye mantle, but in the comic books, they both, well, in the run they used for that show a lot, they refer to each other as Hawkeye. Like, it's a joke where it'll be like, after you, Hawkeye, oh, thank you, Hawkeye, like that kind of thing. But I don't know. It's
it's strange. Like, I understand the Ultimate Universe, you know, like Spider-Man dies and Miles is trying to be like a symbol for the people, and I love that. But man, if there's two of them, it's like you can't both be Spider-Man. There's a difference. One of you has electricity, and the other one just has web powers.
even in the comic books, when they introduced Spider-Gwen, she is originally called Spider-Woman, but then she travels around in other universes to eat other Spider-Women, and they decided to change her title to Ghost Spider, which is absolutely terrible.
It's pretty
0
bad.
out of 10.
Yeah,
I mean, I get why you can't use Spider-Gwen, because...
that's her name. That
Yeah,
it wouldn't work.
Defeats the purpose of a secret identity.
But I mean, like,
But
every
who would do that? Her name can't be Gwen in real life, because that would be stupid if she just used her real name. So she's fucking double-crossing them.
Should be Spider-Gwendolyn.
Gwendolyn?
You know, I'm kind of with Corey, though. That's like a big brain move. Like, just like, imagine, like,
It'd be like,
Spider-Man
her name
swings
can't
in, he's
actually
like,
be
I'm
Gwen.
Peter Parker. I'm like, you're clearly not Peter Parker.
the only one I want to work for would be Batman. If he was like, I'm Batman, and be like, or I'm Bruce Wayne, and then be like, of course, because you're the only one that can afford this technology.
Like, how the fuck did no one figure that out? They're like, this guy who has billions of dollars worth of gadgets, there's only one eccentric billionaire who's a real edgy.
Okay. There's actually, I'm going to bring up Sailor Moon really quickly because they talk about this in Sailor Moon. Because her little brother talks about in the show and the manga how Sailor Moon, Usagi, as she is in her normal state, is not pretty enough to be Sailor Moon, even though it's the same person.
It's like Clark Kent with the glasses.
Yeah.
No, you can't be Superman.
Except she
you
doesn't
wear
have
glasses.
anything. She just has a different outfit. Basically, like all they do is make fun of it in Sailor Moon about how nobody can fucking put two and two together. The whole idea behind it, in least in that whole shebang, is that since she does look so much like her, nobody actually thinks it's her. They just think it's a coincidence.
Yeah.
It's more like, oh well, It can't be that person because it's too obvious.
Well, I mean, it works for Spider-Man because it's supposed to be anyone can be behind the mask, even you.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that's why people like Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent, it's like, that's why they didn't get found out, because people are like, oh, they just look a lot like them.
I mean, that's fair.
That's why Spider-Gwen works. You're welcome.
So, yeah, I mean, I definitely, like, going into it, you know, like, I knew that was, you know, Gwen or Spider-Gwen or whatever. Man, probably from the trailers or whatever. But, Corey?
What?
Did you know that she was going to be a spider person?
What do you mean?
Like, when you first, like, got introduced to Gwen, did you know she was going to be a spider person? As someone who knows nothing about comics.
Okay, here's the thing, is that I knew about Spider-Gwen before.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know in watching it that her character was going to be Spider-Gwen.
Okay.
I thought she was going to be like the Mary Jane for him.
Okay. I mean, I really legitimately did want to know, because...
Yeah, it was during the lab scene when Gwen's walking through, and Corey straight up was just like, what's she doing there? I was like, well, yeah.
And now it's going to be, she's going to slam dunk his feelings and be like, yeah, yeet him. Like, I was 100% sure in that moment when she was right there. That's what it was going to be, not that she was Spider-Gwen.
I love how much Miles likes Gwen. It's funny.
It's cute.
It is.
This movie solves a problem that I have with a lot of superhero movies. Whereas they all have different personalities. Like, even the Peter Parker in this universe that died and the Peter Parker in the other one, totally different people.
So
It's great.
The Peter Parker that looked like Sam. Here's the thing, though. Like, we all, at the end of the day, want to be the Chris Pine Spider-Man. I know for a fact I would be...
Peter B. Parker.
Peter B. Parker.
Jake Johnson.
110%.
We know. Oh, we all know.
110%. That or Spider-Ham.
I just... Miles, when he's trying to relax, hanging on the lights, and he starts singing Sunflower, I'm like, yep, that's me.
And how he messes up half the lyrics.
Same.
What is Post Malone saying? No one knows. Like, I don't think I still know the lyrics to the song. I love that song. I've
It's a
played
great
that song
song.
unironically.
We'll
but I
talk about the
still don't
soundtrack
think I
later
know.
when we get into it.
But, you know, one thing I really loved in this movie, and I hope you guys agree, is the different animation styles next to each other on the same screen.
I also really like how in the main art style for, like, the world that they're in and Miles, it's very... I noticed that the lighting specifically? Sure.
You switch the s and the sp. You just need to flip them.
Sorry. Anyway, with the lighting, I noticed that they did like how they do in traditional comics, where they do dot coloring. And I really liked that. I thought that was such a cool little like tidbit, kind of nod back to when they used to do printing like that. I love that. That's a really cool detail that I'm so glad they paid attention to.
Yeah, there's another thing they do with it, because after like they did the rendering, they also would like hand drawn over it as well. There's also a lot of mixture of like even like different like art styles, like when the Prowler is chasing him after he's leaving the apartment, when Miles flips over the car and like the light shines over him, there's like 2 frames where he's just like a pencil drawing instead of like actual like rendered character.
Yeah.
They
The
also-
artwork is so cool.
It is really cool. They do that. I noticed in the end credit, that was like all the end credit was the different art styles altogether.
Yeah. There's but yeah, they also did a thing where like they would offset the like background art, like old comics as well, like whenever because the printing was not great back then, so like it would be like slightly off. So if there's like scenes where it kind of looks like it's like you're watching a 3D movie but without the glasses, like with the background, at least that's how I see it. But
I noticed they do that a little bit with the characters as well, but it is a really cool effect. I like that a lot.
It's neat. And I love that you even get, like, the comic book panels throughout the movie, or,
Yes.
different scenes where I think it's Miles's The Leap of Faith.
Yeah.
It breaks it down, like, I think in 5 different panels, and each one, of course, he's fall further down in The Leap of Faith. And even when they add, the text for certain things, at the beginning when Miles is like, I should help him, I definitely should not help him. You get the text boxes, and it just little things like that. It's just like, damn, this movie is so good.
Yeah, they even waited till he gets the spider bite to where Miles has like the inner monologue for that.
Yep.
Mhm.
And it, because they were originally going to do it like even in the intro, but they're
No.
like, let's wait. So it has
Yeah.
like even more effect.
It was the right choice.
Absolutely.
And the way that they do, like, they do it for, like, onomatopoeias and, like, physical sounds that happen.
Corey, favorite scene, go.
The part where they throw the bagel back at the...
That one's pretty great.
Bagel.
And then, this is what I was just talking about. They do the little, like, sound scribbles, like, when it's, like, pow, boom, for just, like, everything. Like, when he's typing, it goes clickety-clackety, clickety-clack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
It's-
onomatopoeia.
It's fantastic.
That's why I use that big fancy word. Thank you, 2nd grade.
I was going to say my second grade education failed me because I had no idea what you meant. I was like,
But yeah,
yes.
they're trying to escape, and he had a bagel. Peter Parker had a bagel, and then he gives it to Miles, and Miles throws it, and it hits somebody in the head, and it just says bagel.
It's fantastic.
That was my favorite part.
So mine is the part leading up to that scene before they break into the building, and they're like getting ready to go, and Peter B. Parker's like stretching, and he just back keeps popping, everything's popping, and Miles like gets to stand next to him in full blown suit, and he's got the cape on, and he yanks the cape off. He's like, no capes.
It's
But
disrespectful.
disrespectful. But my favorite line from that scene is Miles going, why did I get stuck with the janky old broke hobo Spider-Man? Absolutely love it.
It's so true.
There's just so many good lines in it, but Peter B. Parker and Miles together just crack me up. Like when they're in his super fancy spider cave, and he can turn invisible. Can't do it on command. He can't do it on command. Just love it.
Yeah. I'm trying to decide what my favorite part is because I love like all this movie. So
It's like
Okay,
the
you
Princess
think
Bride
about
all
that?
over again.
but, I will say my favorite joke from when they go up to the Hudson Valley is when they're like hiding behind the rock, and he's like, what would I do if I were me?
Same.
Can you do that legally?
Yeah. And then when they're in the stakeout, and he's like, it's like this pretty standard stuff. Next he's gonna say you have 24 hours. And it cuts to Kingpin
You
going,
have 24 hours.
That was really good.
Oh, I also really love the part where the 30s Spider-Man.
Oh, Spider-Man
Nick
Noir.
Cage.
Yeah, Spider-Man Noir. Everything is in black and white, and they're like, "Is he in black and white?" And he has a Rubik's cube. He's like, "Is it blue? No.
Purple?
Is it purple?" Like he can't see the colors because he only sees the black and white. And I just was like, they didn't need that joke, but I'm so happy they put that in.
It's great. And even just some of the stuff he says, he's like, the gizmo over there.
He's like, "I'm taking this back. I don't understand it now, but I will one day."
This officially is our second Nick Cage movie then.
Yeah. Colt Cage comes back.
No. The Almighty Church of Cage.
The almighty Church of Cage.
is it too late to change it to Spidey-Bells into the Cage verse?
We can adapt.
Put that on a shirt. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part, Kurt?
What's mine? I really like a lot of this movie, but the part where Miles accidentally shocks Peter B. Parker is just about the funniest thing. And my favorite
He's
line,
dragging him
my favorite line of
around.
the whole movie is like, "There's some kid dragging around the dead body of a hobo."
There's a kid dressed as Spider-Man, and Like-
Dragging her around a homeless corpse.
Yeah.
A homeless corpse.
No matter how many times I watch that part, I think I just crack up. I know it's complete slapstick.
How do
but
they
it's
know
just-
he's homeless?
It's perfect. It
I
doesn't-
mean, he's got the sweatpants and
Yeah.
he's got 2 different types of shoes.
And he's got the weird
Trench coat.
trench coat.
That's
yeah.
right.
It's New York.
Since nobody else has said it, my favorite's the leap of faith Miles takes.
That's easy, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I'll claim it since nobody else did.
I tried to veer from it because I figured
Everybody
somebody else was
going
going to say it.
to,
Yeah.
and then nobody else did, so I'll take it.
We were all very respectful of that. But yeah, I mean that's
Okay.
like the objective best.
And then, yeah, then my
I
favorite
just-
thing
I
is
love the symbolization of it. Of
him rising.
it's the leap of faith, but
Symbolization.
he's rising
with,
up.
with the
Yeah.
music.
Instead of
Yeah.
symbol.
falling, he's rising up. And then I love that everybody in the Spider-Man game decided to do that shot a million times. I mean, I used one as my phone background, so I can't complain.
All right. Well, we had a lot of praises to sing, but I don't really have a worst part. Anybody else?
I did not really like Penny.
Yeah,
She felt a little useless.
She was, but she was also like,
I mean, she made the goober,
yeah.
but I mean, and everybody else could. It seemed besides
She just seemed
Spider-Man
rude.
Noir.
She was like, there's the part where they're all talking about how they don't think that Miles is ready, and you can hear them even though Miles is like standing right there and they're trying to be secretive, and she says something really mean, and I was like, whoa, bro, you're like a 13-year-old girl. I know that you're supposed to be really mean at that age. You don't even have superpowers.
It's your
Your
robot.
spider is in a robot that you have a link with, apparently. You don't even have the superpowers. Your dad made that. And the spider's controlling it. You're not even...
I think my big issue with her is she would get bodied by Iron Man, and she's supposed to be from the future.
Yes.
She'd get bodied by Iron Man.
I mean,
I'm
she got
sorry.
bodied by like a crappy scorpion.
Yeah. I was
Robo
gonna say,
Scorpion.
Yeah. I think that was my big issue was like the power. I don't really know power scaling out, but what's so futuristic about her?
If she's supposed to be from the future and a superhero, she should be more advanced.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like
It
a
should-
laser. Give me just one scene of her shooting laser webs, and I'd be
That would be really cool.
exactly
Yeah,
Yeah.
laser webs.
like a holographic web or something. Awesome.
Mine might be a little controversial. I'm not a big fan of their version of Kingpin in this movie. The design's fine. It's a little over the top, but it works for the universe. But his reasoning to build a super collider, I mean, it makes sense in the movie, but it's never something he's ever done in the comic books. So
It's literally just to bring back his family. That it's his fault that they died.
yeah. But
It's a decent motivation.
it
I'm not
is,
gonna
but
lie.
it's just not very Kingpin because his whole thing is crime. Like he does in the comic books, he does love Vanessa and in the Daredevil show, but he's never been like a super science guy like that. So I don't know. It's just weird.
I feel like
Well,
they
he's
could've
not the
picked
science guy. He's just like, get it done.
It's true, but
Yeah, I feel like they could have picked a different
they,
villain that would have.
I mean, they had Norman Osborn. I would have believed him doing it, or somebody to get Harry back, or
I don't know anything about the comics. I think it was fine. I thought it was kind of dumb, but like, it's fine.
See, I'm not gonna lie. I think I was
Yeah.
more compelled by Kingpin, like in that one scene of him losing his family, than I was for most comic book supervillain motivation episodes.
I think that they redeemed themselves in the movie because they have the scene where he loses his family the first time,
Mhm.
where they show why, and
And-
then they have the scene where they're on the bus and he's doing literally the exact same thing and the exact same thing is happening.
And he's losing multiverse families.
Yeah.
he's losing 5 of them.
Yeah.
It's his own fault.
Which
Yeah,
What?
that's what that whole point is supposed to be about. I think that's how
Yeah.
they kind of reel back in.
Yeah.
But-
He'll
Don't
never
have any
it.
sympathy for him.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
Fun Easter egg for that scene. One of his sons has orange hair and like wears glasses, which you could take as like a reference to Matt Murdock or Daredevil. So, because Daredevil's huge, fights Kingpin almost more, if not like the same amount as Spider-Man does. So
Yeah.
Mm.
All right, since we're talking
Right.
about it, might not be my favorite performance, but I loved the Kingpin's voice actor.
Liev Schreiber.
I'm sorry, just
Dude.
something about just every line. Next 24 hours need done. Something about just all of them. Just
He's played another Marvel character. Do you know who?
no, I don't. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
you're gonna be so
Same
sad
actor
when
with the
you
bats.
realize who it is.
Huh?
He played Sabretooth in X-Men Origins. Yeah.
Man, X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yep.
It's a
He's
bad
got
movie.
the gross growing fingernails that I don't think Sabretooth has ever had in the comic books, but
No, I don't.
Yeah, we could have lived forever without having to see that, but
Okay.
here we are.
Here's the thing. X1, first X-Men movie. That Sabretooth in that movie.
it's like pretty comic book accurate.
Man, but that gave me nightmares, man.
Yep.
As an adult. And as a kid, fuck it. I'm sorry, X1, man. That was nightmare fuel. Body
So
horror.
are we talking about best performance?
We are.
Okay.
It's an animated movie, so we'll give it the best voice acting.
I'm gonna go with whoever it is that plays. I don't know anybody's names. Please forgive me, except for I guess Post Malone and John Mulaney
And Nick Cage.
and Nick Cage. There you go.
Post Malone was a bystander, and then he sang a song. So
Heck yeah. Whoever the voice actor was for Peter B. Parker.
Jake Johnson, Nick Miller from New Girl.
I didn't watch New Girl.
The only thing I know about New Girl
That's
is the
disappointing.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine crossover.
Sorry.
That's why I think whenever you said Nick Miller, she gave like no.
You've sent me
reaction.
New Girl clips on TikTok before, so
I
that's
know.
where I'm like, how did you not? Okay, gotta watch New Girl.
Okay. I'll put that on the list with
I
everything
promise
else.
you will enjoy
Are you
it.
gonna watch JoJo or Dorohedoro?
Eventually,
Eventually. That's
when
exactly what
when
I'm
the
saying
book
about
is
this.
done.
I think that he was my favorite performance because he very genuinely had moments in his voice that were like, it conveyed exactly the emotion that they were trying to convey without any need for anything else.
Him crying in the shower.
Yeah, I'm crying in the shower.
Talking about the seahorses.
Or like when he sees Mary Jane and he kind of like flips out and it's like, it's supposed to be emotional and it is kind of emotional, but the way that his voice sounds and the way that he like kind of stutters through it is very, very believable to me.
He's got to get that bread.
I get so much bread.
All the bread.
He had a lot of bread. I don't know if you saw that little tummy pooch.
I
I will.
thought you were talking about butt for a second. I was like, Katie.
No, that would be cake.
Yeah, he's also my favorite performance. I do like Chris Pine as Spider-Man as well in this, but
He was barely in it.
yeah. But
Chris Pine Spider-Man is like Boy Next Door Spider-Man, which is exactly what he should be. Jake Johnson Spider-Man is the
being
I've
down
s-
by life.
I've seen some shit.
It's the Kurt of the Spider-Man world.
Yeah, man. Were we talking about that on air or no? About me? About if I was any of the Spider-Man man in real life, yeah. I'm
Yep.
sorry, I totally would be. I would be crying in a shower. Okay, kids are scary.
Did you give?
I haven't said my favorite yet.
You haven't.
I mean, I also want to say Jake Johnson, but it's Shamik Moore, right, that did Miles, and he just has that perfect, like, I'm an awkward teenager who just got thrown into this shit, and I
Yeah.
don't know why I'm here, but I am, and I guess I'm gonna have to just roll with it. But he's got some of the like the voice inflection that he has is just great for some of the jokes he says. And
He has the right amount of awkwardness to be a teenager.
yes, it's great.
Yeah, I would agree.
And I tell you what's funny is like the other day I turned on a movie on Netflix and I happened to be looking at my laptop at the beginning of it when this character walked on the screen. And as soon as he started talking, I was like, that's Miles. And I looked up and it is Shamik Moore. He looks exactly like how they styled Miles. Like there is no difference whatsoever. They didn't even try to make him look different at all.
Nice. I'm glad to hear that because so one of the original thoughts for Miles in the comic books is when they were rebooting for the Amazing Spider-Man, Donald Glover said he wanted to play Peter Parker, so they kind of used him as the reference for Miles when they brought Miles in, so that's why he's always kind of just looked like Donald Glover. So I'm glad.
Man of many talents.
Yeah, I mean I like Donald Glover, but it's nice to not
I'll pull
just
up
be him.
Yeah, I'll pull up a
every
picture
time.
or a still from that movie for you. Just you're gonna go, oh, yep, that's him.
Mm.
But yeah, his voice was just so distinct in the way that he performed, and I don't think he really changed all that much of his voice, which sometimes is nice because you can, like that
it's still
instance,
really
you know
hard to
exactly who it is.
convey- Yeah, it still is hard to convey emotion when you are not necessarily feeling that emotion in that moment,
Yeah.
especially through your voice, since you don't have the facial features to help convey that for yourself. I think it does a really good job too. If I wasn't gonna say Parker B, I would say Miles.
Peter B.
Yeah,
Parker.
I said Michael.
You said
Did I-
Parker B.
We do.
Great. All the same person to me. I thought I said Michael.
You just remixed it. It's fine.
Characters from this movie. And since, I never got to answer the last question.
Oh,
Spider-Ham.
You said Liev Schreiber.
No, I said I really liked him. I was trying to have a
Oh.
good segue and not just be like, next question.
All right, we'll give your
Okay,
answer
well,
real
it's too
quick.
bad.
No,
That's
it's
your
late. It's
answer.
too late. Yeah, give me my answer.
It's not too late. We have editing.
Spider-Ham.
Spider-Ham's
John
your
Mulaney.
favorite?
John Mulaney. I'm not going to lie.
He does such a good. It's perfect.
It
Like
really
the
is.
cartooniness of John Mulaney's like "Wah," kind of voice.
It really does.
Yeah.
That's part of why I really love John Mulaney. I feel like he's gotten so much shit recently because
He's hilarious.
he is so funny.
I mean, it's gonna be Peter B. Parker. I mean, I'm probably gonna get a little hate from this. Spider-Ham and Penny Parker are like my least favorites of the Spider people.
They're not in it enough.
If you have to rank it, who's number one?
Peter B. Parker, Miles, Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man Noir.
I didn't really like Spider-Gwen either.
She doesn't really get to do a whole lot. She just kind of like laughs at Miles'
She kind of gets
jokes.
to just be the edgy girl.
She is
And
just
then-
the edgy girl. She's just like,
I hope we get some more shaping for her in the
She's-
second one.
she seems like that. I feel like this is at least kind of a stereotype from when three of us grew up, where it's like that girl.
Yeah, one of us grew up before we had TV. One of us was looking at cave paintings like, yes, such composition.
If Sam didn't have the spray bottle right now,
Pew, 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 pew.
Let's not hit the microphone.
No, there's way too much valuable equipment over here.
Exactly. That's never stopped me before.
I'm talking about you, Corey.
I know.
Cute.
I live under a rock. I'm like, no, I don't care about that enough. This doesn't
Okay.
belong a spot in my mind. No, I feel like this was kind of a thing during the like mid to late 2000s and the early 10s where it was like a girl who was forced to take dance lessons turns edgy but still loves dance
yeah.
but doesn't want to do it because she felt like she was forced into it.
She feels like she's a step-up character.
See, I think that's why I like Spider-Ham, because he legitimately never fails to at least make me smile. He's not in a lot of scenes, but every scene I think is pretty gold.
I think that Spider-Ham is also my favorite character, but I think I just
You're just a
like John
stan.
Mulaney. Yes. I think a lot of it is that I like John Mulaney, but I also feel like the cartoonishness of his voice with the cartoonishness of the character. All the other characters have like some aspect of seriousness to them, and that character is just pure, my nostrils are also eyes. So I feel like it just works so well. It meshes so beautifully every time he's on screen, and they just do a beautiful job of integrating him. And what do they call that? I know you and I have watched a video about it where how in old cartoons it was the like endless pocket that they would just pull stuff out of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a Mary Poppins bag?
Yeah, there's a certain word for it they use. I can't remember what it is, but he uses that. And he's like, here, take my mallet. You can fit in your pocket.
Miles is like,
Are you
okay.
sure?
That's all, folks.
Can he say that legally?
Based on Katie's aesthetic, I'm going to say Spider-Gwen's your favorite.
If we were reading the comics and reviewing those, yeah, I would probably pick her. But
No.
for the
just a
movie,
movie.
it feels like the obvious choice saying Peter B. Parker.
He's great.
He's
No.
fantastic.
He's great.
But I also really love Miles, too.
I was going to say...
Because it's really fun to watch him go from, is this puberty? To, nah, I got this. So I don't know. It's hard to choose. I guess I'll go with Miles since Sam already said Peter B. Parker. But I do really love Peter B. Parker.
Me
Purely for the crying in the bathtub scene
Ah.
while in the full Spider-Man costume and the slice of pizza hanging on the corner of the bathroom tub.
There was so much pizza with him. I think that those two characters are absolutely wonderful. If John Mulaney wasn't in this movie,
You would pick one of them.
yes, I would. I love Peter B. Parker. I think at the beginning, he's obnoxious and not likable, but I don't think necessarily he grows as a character. I just think he comes into himself as a character, and it's
He's starting to
portrayed
deal
great.
with the things and
He's
Yeah.
actually listening to the advice he gives Miles.
yeah, absolutely. And he starts being able to appreciate other people.
it's nice.
So, I got a little topic. We're going to go full Spider-Man everything. You know, not just Spider-Verse stuff. Best Spider-Man. Doesn't have to be Spider-Verse related. It can be
Tobey Maguire.
Just any Spider-Man.
any
Tobey Maguire.
Spider-Man or Spider-Man representation.
Tobey Maguire.
Corey was fast on that trigger.
Or he was way too fast. I
Tobey
liked it.
Maguire.
Is that because you have not seen any other Spider-Man movies?
Tobey Maguire. No, that's not my answer.
I actually think that it was the first superhero movie I ever saw.
Yes. Our parents actually pulled Sam and I out of school the day that the first Spider-Man movie came out.
And
I
did it
believe we
for...
saw it twice
Yeah.
that day,
No, I
didn't
saw
we?
the old Superman movies. So, whatever.
So is Tobey Maguire your favorite? Is that what you're saying, Katie?
He's definitely up there.
Also, I feel like Tobey Maguire looks like a teenager in those movies.
No.
No.
I
He looks like a
know.
college kid.
Yeah.
He looks like a
young
grown
looking-
man.
He
No,
does not look like a high school
One of,
student.
one of my favorite jokes
I think
is
he
from
does.
Mr. Sunday movies when he's like going over those, and it's the bus scene from Spider-Man 2, and some guy like in the bus in the movie says, "He's just a kid, no older than my son," but in the video he goes, "He's just a man, no older than my friend Terry."
He looks like a believable college person to me. Like, he doesn't look
He-
old, but he also doesn't look young.
He also looks like a believable nerd. Like,
Yeah.
like
He does.
Like when he's getting bullied
And
or
he's
bodied by
likable.
these bullies, I'm like, yeah, that kid does get bullied by people.
Fucking hell, sorry.
I also feel like he's not overly attractive nor unattractive, which makes the fact that he is a nerd that nobody likes so much more believable.
It's the hair.
You
So
mean he's
it
not
is the
Andrew
hair.
Garfield like male model level. I'm an emo
Edward
kid.
Cullen hair.
I'm a cool kid. I skateboard. Yeah. Okay, so here's my thing.
I skateboard.
He does. They tried to
Oh.
make him cool and it didn't work. Okay.
I just feel like a lot of the time they're like, oh, this character's supposed to be really unlikable, and oh, nobody likes them. Also, a supermodel.
Yes. Okay, so here's my thing. Okay. Yes, I absolutely love Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man because those are the ones I grew up on. However, and I know Dad is probably going to want to disown me, I really, really, really love Tom Holland as Peter Parker and Spider-Man. He does such a great job. But what I was going to say, Tobey Maguire, better Peter Parker than he is a Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield, better Spider-Man than he is a Peter Parker. Tom Holland, excellent at both.
I can't
Everybody-
share anything about that. I've never
Yeah.
seen them.
Sam and Kurt are both nodding in agreement.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that strangely the weakest part of the Tobey Maguire movies is his performance as Spider-Man, because he's kind of flat.
He does a good job, and don't get me
He's just
wrong, he
good.
does have some of the one-liners, and again, I don't want anybody to think I dislike him as Spider-Man. I fucking love those movies. I really do. But your guy has to be able to be both Peter and Spider-Man and do it well in both.
Andrew Garfield was kind of a mean Spider-Man, but I kind of liked it. Part of me kind of liked it. Part of me kind of liked the gritty, well, not even gritty, but
You could say
meaner New
gritty.
York. Yeah, grittier New York. Kind of more realistic, like him being an asshole while he's webbing someone
Yeah.
up might be more like,
yeah,
hey,
because
that's
he
me.
lives in New York.
Yeah.
Well, and that's also kind of goes back into, we made him the edgy, cool kid kind of vibes. And it doesn't, those ones are my least favorite as far as Spider-Man movies go.
I think you're taking a weird direction about Peter's going on a power trip, but it doesn't work because it's Andrew Garfield.
Yes.
That dude, when you see him and he's the loner with his like collar popped, I'm like, that dude.
With his skateboard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man, that is some
And-
chick's dream.
I know we're talking about Spider-Man and everything, but as much as I love Emma Stone, watching Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone on screen together is the most uncomfortable thing ever.
Oh, it's bad.
It's so bad because they're just like, yeah, and it's like, dude, did you guys forget how to talk? How the hell did you two like fall in love on the set of this movie because you couldn't even speak to one another?
Probably because they were talking to each other during takes.
They were barely talking during takes. It's horrible. Okay, Sam, you next before I continue to rant.
Ooh,
The right answer is Tobey Maguire.
I do love Tobey Maguire. He's probably tied for number one. Might be unconventional. Spider-Man PS4. Yuri Lowenthal.
Dude, I was gonna say it. Okay, and
Were
we're talking about the
you?
older one,
Great.
right?
Yep.
He's
We're
great.
talking about the older one, the before they changed it, right?
Well, that's just the face model. It's still the same voice actor.
Yeah, but the one with the old face model, man. I
Yeah.
hate the new face model.
I've grown to accept it, but it
I
is what
haven't.
it is. It's gonna be this.
He looks younger than Miles.
I have to interject something. You talking about Yuri. So remember I was talking about Tyler's making me watch through Naruto, which luckily we haven't done that in the last couple of weeks. The guy that voices Sasuke in the English dub is fucking Yuri. And so like literally within the first 2 episodes I was like, he sounds really familiar. And so I looked it up, I'm like, it's fucking Spider-Man.
That happened to me the other day.
I legitimately think I'm with
I
saying
thought exact
Spider-Man
same thing, but-
PS4 he's perfect at both, and with the old face model is the most believable Spider-Man we've got on in anything really.
I don't know what to say.
You just got really good at words.
Um,
Oh, I have another answer to this, but
Do
you
you?
go.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's probably because it's also the most amount of time we've spent with a Spider-Man because it's like a 20-hour game, like story-wise. So you get to experience a lot of Peter Parker and Spider-Man, and like the stories get to overlap. So they
Mm-hmm.
They had a really good balance
Yeah.
of both Peter and Spidey in that.
agreed.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I was completely sold on him in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
He's great.
Like I already knew he was gonna be my favorite. I could have spent an hour with him and been like, yeah, that's probably the best Spider-Man.
My other one I forgot is the animated Spider-Man, like the really good one, back in the 90s, because my
What?
dad used to pick me up from daycare and we'd go home and watch Spider-Man, and it's amazing.
Christopher Daniel Barnes.
Yes, so good. And he's also got that perfect balance of being Peter and being Spider-Man, who's witty and he's great. I love him.
If you don't know whether or not you want to watch this episode, just look up the scene where he's yelling "Shocker." It's the greatest thing ever.
So I gotta ask, in comparison to other Spider-Man movies, projects, everything, well, like not only just what sets us apart, but also where do you rank it? Like, are we putting this better than the Tobey movies? Better than the Garfield? It gotta be better than
It's
the Garfield
better than the
movies. I'll
Garfield
stab
movies.
you if not. Look, that's not even just a hot take. That's like
That's just a fact.
that's just a fact. Like I feel like you're just kind of being an ass.
And I know
Especially
people
Amazing
do.
Spider-Man 2.
I know people really like the Andrew movies, and there are some good aspects to them. And I'm sorry that we're just like straight up shitting on them, but we just got some really strong Toby stands over here.
For me, it's probably top 3. Spider-Man 2 being my favorite, which I just actually rewatched this morning. I woke up and I could hear Spider-Man 1 playing down in the living room, and then I came down in time for Spider-Man 2 to start, so I got to watch it like all the way through. And I do like the first Spider-Man movie, and I also really like Spider-Man Homecoming, so this is definitely...
Sam just really likes all the Spider-Mans.
Pizza
yes. Pizza time.
It's pizza time.
Really quickly, I remembered something somehow. So, the voice actor who plays Ron Stoppable in Kim Possible, his name is Will?
Wilford A.
Wilford A.
Thank you.
Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's in Amazing Spider-Man as Spider-Beard. I'm not even kidding. I was like, I feel like the voice actor for Ron Stoppable and Kim Possible was a Spider-Man of some kind that I have seen before. I don't remember. I feel like I know it from somewhere, and I wasn't crazy this time. I wasn't crazy. I just really wanted to share that because, like...
thank you, Corey. That is like the most random trivia night fact that I will use.
I don't know how I had that knowledge,
but you
it's
did.
Real niche.
It is. That feels like the perfect trivia night question. It's like, what Kim Possible characters also voiced the Spider-Man character?
It's the first ever Batman Spider-Man crossover because he was Batman Beyond.
Also, he plays...
That's a good show.
Oh, yeah, man.
Man.
We used to watch the hell out of that.
We do a Batman Beyond episode.
Absolutely.
But back to Spider-Man.
Back to Spider-Man.
I'm gonna really throw some flack. I know Mike's gonna hate me. I like this.
Mike is Sam and I's dad, just for the record.
You pretty much raised
we
me.
know far too many Mikes.
But I like this. This is my favorite Spider-Man thing.
Is it?
It's hard to argue that.
I like it. I
can't
like it
blame
more.
you.
I like it more than the Marvel movies. I like it more than the Tobey movies. Don't count the Andrew.
Sorry to our Andrew stands.
Yeah, man. Like they're just not. Like the second movie's so unfinished. Like I really want to like the second movie of Amazing Spider-Man 2. Because then I read about all the stuff that got cut, and I'm like, damn, that'd be such a good movie.
Yeah, they kind of just stopped trying with
like
it.
Electro killing his mom. That's why he went evil. It's like, yo, that would have made the movie good.
Or better.
Huh?
Better.
Better. Because instead
I don't know,
Electro's
good
like,
is
Spider-Man
kind of-
forgot my birthday. I'm going to go kill people. I killed my mom? Okay, yeah. That's... Anyways, I could rant about that movie a long time. But yeah, it's my favorite Spider-Man thing. It's different because I feel like it sets it apart with the heart of the story, you know, is with his family and with Miles becoming into his own. And a lot of Spider-Man stuff relates back to family and being your own person. But I also felt like the jokes in this one in particular were well paced compared to some of the other Spider-Man projects where I feel like they get either bogged down with jokes or have no jokes at all. And I am like, holy crap, this is much. It's too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very quickly, I want to go back once more to what I was talking about before you said that. He also plays Star-Lord in a bunch of the Marvel video games.
Or yeah, Disney animated stuff, I think.
Yeah. I just wanted to put that in there as well.
Ron Stoppable and Star-Lord.
Yes.
The forbidden crossover.
Yeah. I feel like I'm going to say that I like this one more, but I haven't watched the Tobey Maguire movies in like 10 years. Because why would I?
Because they're great. Well,
I don't watch
3
movies.
is fine.
I didn't watch movies a lot before I met y'all. Like, I just watched them with my dad, and you know what kind of movies we watch? Ghost Ship.
It's now
The
the
Village.
4th time Ghost Ship has come up on the podcast.
I'm going to keep bringing it up until we watch it one day.
It'll happen.
Great.
It's on the list.
I know.
In the good or bad movie?
It's pretty bad.
Okay. All right, you guys ready to get in the Christmas spirit?
Yeah, we did say that this is our Christmas special.
Merry Christmas or whatever you're celebrating. If you're celebrating nothing, happy whatever winter we're having.
I feel like
Yeah, it's been like 60 degrees.
I should give a little PSA as to why this is our Christmas episode.
Yeah, I feel like.
So originally, this episode, because this is going to be released on the Sunday before Christmas, I believe it's the 19th. We were supposed to record an episode with Sam and I's parents, and we were going to review the Santa Claus. However, our parents were feeling under the weather, and so we had to cancel, and I guess technically we're going to reschedule because we're saving the Santa Claus until next year. That way they can do the episode with us, because that movie is such a Christmas tradition for us. But then we were going to do Gremlins as suggested by our top fan, according to Facebook, Brandon.
Love you, Brandon.
But he wasn't available, and that's because we didn't ask him. So
He is also currently working.
Which is a large reason
Or
why we didn't
was
ask
working.
him.
Yep. So we were trying to figure out what to watch, and we did. We were about to turn on Gremlins, and then
We were on HBO Max.
Yeah.
I was about to pull it up.
and then Sam was like, "What about Into the Spider-Verse? It's technically a Christmas movie."
And then I saw it. I saw it and it was game over because I'm like,
It's such a
You
great
should
movie.
watch it before you
So
haven't seen it.
while we understand that you guys may not consider Into the Spider-Verse a Christmas movie,
'Cause it's
I would
not.
like to point out there is an entire Christmas album
That's true.
that is out because of this movie. So
And it's the title of our episode.
yeah.
yeah, can Santa Claus say that? No. Can Gremlins say that? No. Can Die Hard, the objective best Christmas movie, say that? No.
Nope. So, now that we have our PSA out of the way, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Time to dive into some Christmassy fun.
Oh, wait. Really quickly? I wanted to say,
Is it Christmas related?
no, it's Brandon related.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. We'll allow it then.
No, I was going to say sorry because we all met him and we were so fucking awkward. We were all just standing there. I was so tired that night. I was so fucking tired. I feel so bad. 'Cause he listens to us regularly, and I was like, and he met us in person, and I just felt so bad because I was like, I'm so tired. I don't have the energy to be nice.
To be fair,
I'm so awkward.
Sam and Brandon work together, and Sam just like walked up, and all his homies at work are like, "Hey, it's Sam!" And
they're all
so
like fucking talking
Kurt,
to each
Corey,
other.
and I all just kind of stood there awkwardly twiddling our thumbs until Sam was like, "Oh yeah, this is the rest of the group."
And we were just like, hey. We all just kind of stood there staring at each other. I felt so bad.
So
Hi.
hi Brandon. We really appreciate you constantly listening and interacting on Facebook, and this is our formal invitation to have you on an episode.
Also,
And Sam was supposed to ask you, like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago what movie you
I
wanted
forgot,
to review
and
with us.
we also have not worked together as much as
Oh,
we
no.
usually do.
So,
That's what you guys get for being responsible, good workers.
you let us know what movie you want to watch with us and what you want to review with us. And
also, I really want to know if you actually enjoy this or if you're just super supportive person.
either way, we greatly appreciate
Yes.
it.
Also, to all of our other fans who have been here for every episode, an extra Merry Christmas.
Who are
from me.
you?
Yes, we would like to know. Please tell us who you are.
Reach out on any
We'll
of
say
our
hello to
social
you
media.
too.
We'll review whatever movie you want us to. I will sit through anything, and I mean it. I mean it. Unlike the rest
I'm
of
not
the
watching
group,
Old Boy again.
unlike the rest of the group, I'll
I'm
sit
not
through
watching
it
Old
for
Boy
you.
again.
I'll sit through a 7-hour movie for you.
Okay.
I'll sleep
I'll
through a
review
7-hour
it.
movie for them.
I'll review it.
And in
Kurt will review by
our
himself.
gratefulness, it's time to talk about the Christmas spirit.
It is best Christmas movie.
The Santa Claus.
Sam.
Santa Claus for a traditional Christmas movie.
Yeah.
For traditional and non-traditional, it's Die Hard. I already said it earlier. Man, you know what? Isn't Die Hard 2 also a Christmas movie?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, because at the airport. So
Yeah.
Die Hard and Die Hard 2, you can flip-flop them. I actually really like the second one.
Your favorite Christmas duology?
Yeah.
I think mine are the really, really old clay animation movies.
Yeah.
Those have a special place in my heart, and then also Home Alone.
Man.
If we're going for non-conventional, though, it's
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
maybe.
Respectfully.
So, So I have to
Also,
throw.
that is both a Halloween and Christmas movie.
It is.
Anybody who says anything else that it's just one, it can be whatever the fuck it wants to be. That's why it exists.
It's a great movie.
I have
Thank
to
you.
throw out a special shout out to Elf.
You love that movie so much. I'm so surprised you didn't say that.
I like Die Hard more, but my mom and I really love Elf, so I think that's
And you mention Elf all the time.
it's because it's my mom and I's
I
Christmas movie.
used to really dislike Elf. when
I
it first
understand
came
that.
out. As I've gotten older and the more I've like seen of it again, I'm like, okay, I understand why this is such a big hit. But I just have to say, bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Best coffee around. Best coffee in town. No matter what, buddy, they're just trying to get your money.
It
Yay.
is fun. It makes me laugh now. I know him. But yeah,
baby, it's cold outside.
the Santa Claus.
Oh, you know what?
Just
I
fantastic.
really liked Love Hard too.
Oh, yeah,
that
was
had
cute.
that kind of skyrocketed up there. I thought that was a really fun, cute movie.
My parents watched it,
Yeah,
and they actually really enjoyed it.
it's a good one.
And it was before
It's
our
worth the
episode
watch.
came out. They watched
Oh.
it. So I don't know if they've listened to our episode yet or not, but
They can relate.
they said they enjoyed it.
Nice.
I'm surprised you didn't say The Green Knight.
I'm sure I
Gross.
didn't say the Green Knight.
Gross.
Yeah, I guess for non-traditional, I'll say The Green Knight.
Sure,
just to
I'm
make
gonna
Katie-
join in on this and say The Green Knight too.
I just threw a party hat at Sam.
It's Blue's Clues themed.
We
Go look at our TikTok where you can see why we have
Please
that.
go look at the TikTok. I was so scared. I
It
hate
was
surprises.
fantastic. For context, for our non-visual watchers, Kurt's birthday is on the 22nd, and with Spider-Man coming out next week, we were kind of afraid Sam wasn't going to be able to record next week, so we decided to go ahead and celebrate Kurt's birthday,
Yeah.
in which we scared the shit out of him by wearing Blue's Clues party hats. We got him a cookie cake, and we got
We
him
have yet to open.
yeah, and we got him a card that says "Congratulations on your birth." So.
It was fun. It made me very happy.
Yeah, so go watch our TikTok so you can laugh at Kurt's uncomfortableness.
Please do. I look
It's
like
so
I'm ready to
funny.
get murdered. It's
He's
hilarious.
so scared. It's fantastic.
All right. In the spirit of giving, what's the best thing you ever got Christmas present wise?
Oh my gosh.
Sam and I can actually say this. We got a puppy one year.
Yeah, it's
Holly.
true.
Oh my god, I also got a puppy one year. That was Roxy.
Yeah, we got Holly.
I got Roxy.
Dang, Holly was such a good dog.
She was the best dog. Yeah, so my mom at the time worked at, or our mom, I say my mom, like she's only mine. She worked at Blockbuster, and one of her coworkers had a dog that had a bunch of puppies, and so they decided to get a puppy for Sam and I for Christmas one year. And so Mom brought her home on Christmas Eve, and Christmas morning Sam and I come out to the living room, and we had a bathroom off of our living room, and so they kept Holly in there overnight. And they're like, okay, go to the bathroom, open up the door. And we can hear this dog whining and scratching in there. And both Sam and I are scared shitless because we're like, we don't know what's in there. We're not opening that door. So this was 2001. So I was 8 and you were...
That would have been 3.
No, you're only 4
Maybe
years
you'd
younger
been
than me.
2.
It was 2001. I was born in 98.
I wouldn't have been 8 yet then. I would have been 7. So, yeah. But yeah, either way, we were young. And so hearing this dog that we didn't know was a dog scratching on the door scared the
You're like,
crap
something's
out
gonna
of us.
kill me.
I don't know if that was your answer or not, though.
No, but that's a good answer.
What's yours?
One of my favorites was a Spider-Man toy. My dad got.
Way to relate it all back.
Yeah.
I'm really sad you didn't say the year that Santa repaired your Buzz Lightyear toy that I accidentally broke.
Honestly, I don't remember that.
It was, yeah. So Sam
Of
and
course
I,
not.
I mean, Toy Story has been one of my favorite movies for a long time, but Woody was always my favorite. And then, of course, when Sam came around and we introduced him to Toy Story, Buzz was his favorite. So made sense. We got Woody and Buzz. Well, we both had toys of them, and they were like the pretty good sized ones, but I don't remember what I did, but I think it was me that broke the wings on the Buzz Lightyear. Anyway, so we left a note for Santa, quote unquote,
You wanted it fixed.
to fix Sam's Buzz Lightyear toy, and he did.
Oh. I mean, I totally forgot that I had gotten my parents' super fucking old dog for Christmas one year. She's
Yeah, you talk about
Six-
Roxy so much for it to not be Roxy.
I forgot that she was a Christmas present. We got her the year that we moved into the house that we lived in. And I just totally forgot that it was a Christmas present. So I'm going to say her. What I was going to say was my first pair of Crocs. Because those were life-changing.
I'm so disappointed by that answer. I'm only accepting the Roxy answer.
I'm gonna just
There's
completely
actually a
mentally
fun-
blank out the whole Croc story.
Good.
It's gone.
Good. Because I'm changing it to Roxy because there's actually a pretty great story behind it. So my dad I have 3 other siblings, and they're all girls from different marriages that my dad had. Thankfully, he's still with my mom. But he always wanted a son, and he never got one. Out of all 4 kids that he only had girls. And so my dad and my mom went to go pick out a puppy for me. And they get there, and they're sitting down playing with the dogs, whatever. And my dad's like, I want a boy dog. I don't care. I've only ever had girls in my entire fucking life, and I'm tired of it. I want another man around, even if it's a goddamn dog. And he's like, this dog, this one, they're playing around the puppies, and our dog Roxy is like, he's like, it has to be this one. I don't know why, I don't know how, but this one is going to be our dog. It was the only female in the entire litter. The only one.
Good job, Dad.
Yeah, good job, Dad. And they were like, are you sure, sir? And he was like, it has to be this one. And they're like, that's the only female. And he was like, God damn it. And that dog is still alive. She's 16 years old.
Yeah, as I say, even Sam and I have met Roxy, and I mean, she's fantastic.
Losing it. She is fantastic, but she is losing it.
She is so very old. Kurt, best present you ever got?
Man, I'm so shallow compared to you guys. PSP with Kingdom Hearts, man.
Hey, I also got a PSP.
I was gonna say, I remember when you got your PSP.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
it
my-
was
You
Yeah,
didn't
that's
have to
combo.
borrow
Like they did.
Sam's anymore.
It was a combo birthday present, Christmas gift from my family. It was a PSP with Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, and I still have, still play Birth by Sleep, man.
You know what? My Game Boy. When I had gotten my Game Boy for Christmas, that was a pretty life-changing moment.
Apparently, my grandparents gave me a Game Boy when they were teaching me how to potty train me. Apparently, my grandpa said, I'll get you a Game Boy if you learn how to be potty trained. Or no, I think my aunt said it because I was living with her at the time, or whatever. Somebody had said it to me, and nobody expected me to just... I was done. I
Yeah,
apparently
they were
never
having
had
so many-
another accident.
His mom tells
My
the
rest
story
of my life.
as, like, he just wouldn't. We tried for, like, months to try to get him to start potty training, and he just wouldn't. And then they offered you the Game Boy, and you did in, like, 4 days.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm ready.
'Cause
It's
it-
happening now.
Because I remember being like, yeah, we weren't ready to buy you a Game Boy. We figured it would take some time, or you never would, or you'd forget about it. But,
No.
And you know what? That Game Boy, man,
Like a true Capricorn, you came through.
that Game Boy and I went through family court together so many hours of me playing Pokemon Gold.
What's the next
That
question?
was- Next question. Best Christmas tradition in your family or whatever.
Can I clarify my Spider-Man thing? It was like a giant.
Oh.
It was like a giant playset with like the Daily Bugle and
Damn, I fucking remember that.
yeah.
Yep.
I wish I remember the story of how Dad got it. I think it was from one of his like coworkers, I believe. But
That kind of started your action figure love, didn't it?
I mean, I always had action figures, but I
It
still collect.
solidified it. Yeah.
Yes, I still collect Marvel action
You
figures.
collect a lot of them. This is why you need
Nerd.
an Instagram so you can post them.
Sure.
I gotta be honest. I totally fucking remember that toy growing up. It was badass as shit. Like,
Yeah.
We still, I still have it
Yeah.
somewhere at the house.
yeah.
Okay, so
Christmas tradition. Yeah, let's go.
Christmas tradition. So yours is celebrating your birthday.
100%. There's like no traditions in my family for Christmas time besides getting together.
your
And even
grandmother
then-
giving far too many gifts.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, that there you go. My grandma giving gifts to the mailman's hilarious.
Your grandma gives
She's
gifts
so
to everyone.
cute. She's so cute.
She's a wonderful little
She
Filipino lady.
is so wonderful. She looks just like Edna.
Corey, favorite Christmas tradition?
Why are you pointing your finger at
'Cause
me?
you better say the correct answer.
Oh, I know what you're gonna want me to say.
Mhm.
Kurt wants me to say French toast casserole.
Boom.
That's actually a pretty recent tradition. That's kind of recent in my family. I think that my favorite tradition is that my uncle used to send me a Christmas gift every single year because he lives in New Hampshire, and no, that's very far away and snowy there. So we would wait to open it until Christmas Eve, and I always opened his present on Christmas Eve. Excuse me. We were allowed to open one present. Everybody was on Christmas Eve, and I always opened his. And I don't really like the holidays that much because it reminds me of family that I really hate. And I know that I get to spend it with people that I actually like now, and I have the option to. But that just gives me, like, good memories of family, and it really helps kind of make it a lighter time for me.
Yeah. What about you, Samo?
I mean, I like, obviously, our family get-togethers, but I love our Christmas dinners because it's very original, I would say.
Yeah.
We have shrimp dinners for Christmas every year.
That's
It's
fun.
it's like a shrimp boil.
Apparently
fun.
That's Italian.
What?
Yeah, like okay, so I work with a bunch
Did
of
Mike tell you
Italians.
this?
Yeah, and apparently seafood feasts at Christmas are Italian.
Not their parent, Mike. Kurt's
Not
boss,
the-
Mike.
My boss. He's a wonderful guy.
Oh, I
So
have a
the
second.
so the dinner.
Yeah. It's always a highlight of that.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good. You want me to go next, or you want to add on to yours?
You go next, and then I'll add it to mine.
So, I mean, Sam said the dinners, which is part of mine, but one of my favorite things is growing up, and it's not so much now, but growing up, Mom always got us new pajamas for Christmas, and we always had to open them on Christmas Eve so that the next morning, for Christmas morning, we looked all nice and presentable in our new jammies for pictures. So, but I guess it's kind of just turning into a whole I love everything about Christmas. But one of my favorite things is for a long time, Sam and I, when we were growing up, we had a rule we weren't allowed to wake our parents up before like 7 a.m.
Oh, I know that rule very well.
I mean, yeah, you're excited. You want to go open presents. So Sam and I would always wake up super early and end up in either my bedroom or his bedroom. And so we'd be up at 4 or 5 in the morning and be watching TV. Neither of us could go back to sleep because we were too damn excited.
It was usually the Rugrats.
Yeah, or do you remember, what was it? Was it Kid Nation? Was that the name of it?
I remember that show.
Yes.
Oh my god. Sam and I watched like, I don't know, 3 episodes of it one Christmas morning because couldn't
That was
go wake up
on.
Mom and Dad yet. But, so I mean, I love basically from October to the end of the year. I love everything about,
Holiday.
yeah, I do. And we spent so much time with our family growing up, and we still do, but extended family is more what I mean. But it's hard to just like pick one thing.
I'm going to add on because I'm so glad that you mentioned pajamas because I was actually going to mention pajamas. My mom gets everybody pajamas for Christmas, except we open them the morning of, and then you have to go change into them. And then you're allowed to keep opening presents. I used to do that kind of stuff all the time when I was a kid. I would wake up so early. I had this giant stuffed dog for a really long time named Patrick. And it was the Christmas that I had gotten him. My parents had set him up on a chair. And I got up at 3 a.m., went and sat with that dumb dog in the chair for like 6 hours before my parents got up. And just watched like Christmas with Charlie Brown and those old clay animation movies. They're having a marathon, and I watched every
Yeah.
single one of them.
There's so many good ones.
All of them.
I have one more Christmas question, unless you have another one, Kurt.
I don't have a question. This is like a general winter time, Christmas time tradition that I love.
That my mom
I
gets you
haven't-
slippers now.
I haven't got to do it in years, but it used to be every winter. I would go running over to Katie and Sam's place and slip and bruise my ass.
Yes.
You did that at my house?
You know what? Yeah, every Christmas, as long as it's icy, I will slip. I remember one year it was really cold. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna run to Sam's house. It was later at night, and I remember did a full backflip, landed, and literally had to go to the doctor because I bruised my coccyx that bad.
I think you have done it every single year because when we started dating, you were walking Roxy.
Oh, and I fell. Or I was a pizza delivery driver, and there was
you fell.
really long hill, and I slid down the whole hill of these people's driveway.
You did spend a lot of Christmas evenings with us whenever we had like the extended family over and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Most years.
Yeah.
All right. I guess this will probably be the last Christmas question because I know we're getting a little
Yancy?
timey here.
Yeah.
Favorite Christmas memory?
Mine is gonna be so the year that the Polar Express came out, I don't know why, but it was such
Just continue. Sorry.
Sam knows where I'm gonna go with this. I'll let you tell your story
okay.
first.
I don't know why. Like looking back on it, I don't understand why, but that movie was so big when it came out. Like everybody was all about that movie.
It's not good.
It's not that good of a movie. It's an alright movie.
It's a great movie. Shut the fuck up.
Are you a fan of it?
Yeah, I love the ugly people and
Yes.
the halfway decent children singing
Yeah.
and the elves that look like alcoholic Santa Mall Santas.
Sorry.
I
And
agree.
the fact that the whole thing's about some poor atheist who sees Santa and is still like, Santa's not real. Till he gets a bell.
Hey, to quote
Congratulations.
Santa Claus, believing is seeing.
Seeing is believing.
This motherfucker Tokyo
seeing isn't
drifted.
believing. Believing is seeing.
This motherfucker Tokyo drifted a train and he's still like,
Yeah.
Hey, that was fucking Tom Hanks, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Tom Hanks can do anything.
Tom Hanks plays every character in that movie, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He plays like 6 characters.
Where I was going with this was there was a board game for it that I didn't know about the fucking board game. I just knew that I wanted something from it because it was really big at the time. My uncle had gotten me the board game for Christmas and I opened it the night before and it came with the fucking bell. I just remember it made me feel so close to my family holding that dumb fucking bell. And like I rang it all the goddamn time.
Well, let me guess, it mysteriously disappeared one day.
No, it did not. I don't remember what happened to it, but somehow it got crushed. Like, I probably fell on it or something happened to the game that I kept it in or whatever, but I just remember being so fucking excited for that dumb game, and I don't even really like that movie.
I don't like that movie.
Yeah. That's
Katie?
probably, like, my favorite Christmas.
Sorry.
You're okay. That's probably my favorite Christmas memory that I can very distinctly remember besides the time with Patrick.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. My favorite Christmas memory would probably be the Christmas that our parents got us the Beatles rock band because so like the way Christmases usually went when we were growing up was our like extended family, aunts and uncles and cousins and everything would come over and celebrate with us, but it was always after we had like our big like Christmas dinner and everything. So usually they came over for dessert and to spend the evening with us. But this Christmas that we got the Beatles rock band, it was snowing way too much, and pretty much everybody was like, yeah, we're not going to make it over today. It's too much snow, whatever. So we literally spent the entire day in our pajamas and playing Beatles rock band from the time that we got up to open presents to the time that we went to bed. And it was fun. My parents, I know for a fact if we asked Dad that question, it's probably the one he would say. But it really was a fun day.
Just really quick, I just had like an awakening of a memory that I just totally forgot about because this is the source of where this comes from with my sister Jessanne. She and I, every time we see each other for like a holiday, play Just Dance. I had gotten it for Christmas and she had come over and we played it and that was the first time we ever played it and she was so fucking mad at me because I beat her at Wannabe. She was like, do you even know that song? I was like, I do now.
Obviously, I just kicked your ass at it.
Yeah. Anyway, go on, Sam.
Sam?
I do love the rock band one. I don't know if it was that Christmas or maybe one or two after that, 'cause we played rock band a lot.
Yes, we did.
Especially on Christmas whenever family came over. But I had gotten like an Imperial or like a Lego, like Imperial like shuttle, like
Wow.
Lego set. I had like spent the night like building it like got it done right before I went to bed. Put it on my like dresser, and like the bed I had at the time was like one of those.
The elevated bed with the desk underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nerd.
I had
Yeah.
one too.
Nerd.
They were great.
Yeah,
It's
I've
more
always wanted one really bad.
They were awesome.
It was super great, except for my ceiling fan was like like right above my head. So
Same.
Like, no sitting up.
yeah. But they had usually left the door open so like the cats could come like sleep on my bed. And our cat at the time, JJ, he jumped up onto the dresser and knocked it over, scattering the entire Lego set all on the floor.
And that's a great memory.
I mean, this is one I remembered, so I had a great time building the set.
He was a great cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I kind of remember that.
Just sorta.
Yeah.
Sorta, kinda.
Because I got in bed and I think I saw him do it, and like I was like,
Really?
like a couple feet away, and I couldn't do anything about it.
Fucking cat.
You're like,
Yeah.
can't fucking lift my head. The ceiling fan.
Yeah. Well,
God damn it.
and then I just remember mom and dad budging, and it's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Except for the cat knocked it over.
Oh,
They're like, "Aw."
Kurt, you do your memory, but I forgot a tradition I wanted to say real quick too, and then we can.
I want you to know before the cinnamon toast casserole,
Yeah.
it was lasagna. We had lasagna.
Isn't that kind of the same thing?
No.
Same idea.
No. No, French toast casserole is made with like
You
one
said
piece of...
cinnamon toast casserole.
I
a
did say
second ago.
cinnamon toast. It's supposed to be French toast. I'm really tired, okay? I've been up since like 6 a.m.
Oof.
I think my favorite Christmas memory is just going over to my grandma's place or waking up at my grandma's place, whatever, and just kind of hanging out with family. Like I remember one year I was still with my grandparents, and I guess I don't know. My grandma, like, she really convinced me about Santa because she's like, "Yeah, Santa got you a bicycle or tricycle or whatever," and I tripped on it because there was a huge wine stain on the ground, and I'm 100% sure she really did trip on it. Like that wasn't her trying to be like all smart. No, she 100% tripped on, spilled
She
wine
fucking
everywhere.
forgot she put it there.
Yeah, or didn't realize my grandpa did. That or the time I got an Xbox 360 just for the servers to get hacked and taken down for like a week.
Rip.
GG, man.
Something about that was still a lot of fun. It was still just, I still loved it. I don't know why, but I remember the games I got were download codes, so I couldn't download the game.
You couldn't do anything with
I
it.
couldn't do a thing with it, but I remember just sitting on the home screen and just,
Being like happy that you have it.
yeah, just solely happy that I had it.
You're so cute.
All right, my one Christmas tradition that I forgot to mention, and then we can say our goodbyes. Every year when we would decorate the Christmas tree, after it was all decorated, and on our living room growing up was like a high ceiling, and there was a wooden beam across it, just one, but there were hooks hanging from it, so they would bring in the ladder and hang up Christmas lights from it. And so my favorite was always after the tree was decorated and the lights were hanging up from the ceiling, we would turn off all the lights in the house except for the Christmas tree and the lights on the ceiling, and we would lay on the floor in the living room and just take it in and play Christmas music. And it's one that just sticks with me.
Just very quickly, one more thing I wanted to add in because I think this is very funny. My mom was a fucking mastermind at making me believe in shit that wasn't real. Because what she used to say was, Santa's only real if you think he is. So every kid who doesn't think he's real, he's not. It's really their parents. And then I was like, I believe in Santa, so he must fucking be real then.
I remember one year I left like a note for Santa. I was like, "Please sign this if you're real." And then they wrote SC. I was like, "He's real. Prove it."
That's kind of what our parents did, and it was more so after like I got it ruined for me that Santa wasn't real, but Sam still believed. But my dad was just like, it's more fun to believe. He's like, so even if you know deep down inside Santa isn't real, where's the fun in that? He's like, they're both, well, mom too, they're like, have fun with the holidays, like enjoy it. If you want Santa to be real, Santa's real. And so like obviously now that I'm older and like I don't have kids yet, but Tyler's got a younger sister who still very much believes in Santa. So it's really fun to like be around her during Christmas because she is so like, Santa brought this, Santa's gonna come. So it's more fun to believe, and especially when there's kids involved. It just brings out that like magic side of Christmas.
Yeah, except then I was way too old. I should have not have believed as long as I did. And then
how old were you? Do you think you were before?
Like fucking 12, man.
Yeah, that's probably about when I got it ruined for me.
No, I was a smart kid. I put a tooth underneath my pillow and didn't tell my parents because I feared the tooth fairy would take it. And I had put it underneath my pillow and didn't take it, and I put it in this little pillow that my parents had got for me.
And
so
then
that
it was
way,
taken.
Well, no. I
Oh.
never told them, and so that tooth sat in there for years. And I found it when I was moving out when I was 18. That tooth sat in there for years.
Gross.
I know,
So
it was
gross.
gross.
So
But
Kurt didn't find out that the tooth fairy wasn't real until he was 18. That's what I just heard.
No, I figured out really young. I was like, wait,
We're
tooth
not
fairy's
allowed.
not real. There's no way the Easter Bunny or Santa Claus is, but
I just,
I don't know.
like, when people were like, he's not real, I was like, he's not real because you don't believe he is. They'd be like,
Duh.
They're like, okay, whatever you say. He's real because I believe he is.
To be fair, I totally kept up the act for Noah as long as I could, and
Good.
for other kids.
As you should.
You
I think everybody should do that.
Yeah.
I found out that my sister Leslie told her son, I don't know if she's going to tell her daughter the same thing whenever she's old enough, but told her son that anybody who says Santa is real is lying to them and is a bad person. They shouldn't trust them. I was like,
Yeah, I've met people like that in my adult life, and I don't like.
there's
you
a
or
reason that
trust
we
you.
don't talk to her, but I was just so fucking stunned because I was like, if you don't stop doing this right now, I am gonna tell Santa on you. And he was like, you're dumb and stupid. Santa isn't real. And I was like, I am about to wreck your whole life, boy.
Yes,
You're
he is.
7 years old.
Santa's
It's
real.
weird if you tell your kid, look, first off, if you're Jewish or you don't celebrate Christmas, yeah, then maybe don't tell your kids about Santa Claus. But if
I mean, tell your kids about Santa Claus. Cool. Just be like, that's not something we believe in.
Yeah. But if you're gonna celebrate Christmas and you tell your kids that, oh, Santa Claus isn't real, I want them to appreciate me, which is what everybody always says. Everyone's like, I just want them to appreciate me over Santa Claus. It's like, how entitled are you?
Are you only getting gifts for your
your kid.
children
To like you?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, sounds like some divorced parent shit that Katie can't relate to.
Stop it.
And
That was a good
with
one.
With that happy note about divorced parents and Christmas bickering and this fact that the suicide rates are the highest on Christmas, or murder rates, I feel like it's a great time to say happy holidays.
I would like to make a note about this.
Uh-huh.
They actually are not. Crime rates are highest at the beginning of summer. Suicide rates are highest at the end of spring.
But murder specifically is really high at Christmas.
The highest rate for it is in the summertime.
To be jolly.
I was doing my research earlier about it.
Oh, well,
Trying to bring
I'm
back
gonna-
that Christmas spirit.
Yep.
You told me to hold it on until.
I remember the Halloween episode.
Kurt beat you to it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm elaborating on it so I can correct myself from the past. I'm not above owning my mistakes, even though I act like I am.
You are getting way too sassy for this conversation.
It's been fun hosting. Have a Merry Christmas, Merry New Year.
Merry Spider-Man release of
Merry
No Way Home.
Spider-Man release.
That's hilarious. Be nice to your the employees at the theaters.
And everywhere you go,
At all times.
Be nice to your retail workers. Be nice to your servers. Be
Your
nice to your
barista,
movie
your
theater
everything.
people.
Yeah.
Just be
unless-
good people. Enjoy the holiday
if
season.
they are being rude to you,
Be rude back.
No.
no.
No, life's too short, man.
But
Kill 'em
also,
with
like,
kindness
don't
thing
be the
doesn't
first
work. Kill 'em
person.
with a knife.
Don't do that, actually.
that.
Don't do that.
Kill him with a machete named Kindness. That happened, Florida man. Heck yeah.
I'm not surprised by that.
All
But
right.
seriously though, have a great holiday, whatever it is that you celebrate.
Or if you don't celebrate holidays, have a great winter.
All right,
It's like
everybody.
60 degrees.
Be safe.
Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.
Be safe. Be happy. Enjoy your holiday season. And stay tuned. Bye,
Yep.
everybody.
That's
Wow.
all, folks.
Hey everyone, it's Editing Katie, long time no talk. Just wanted to jump on and let y'all know that next Sunday, December 26th, there will not be a new episode. We're going to be taking the weekend off to enjoy the holiday with our family and friends. We really hope everybody has a wonderful Christmas, and we really look forward to sharing the next episode with y'all. So Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.